Hello, this is Brian Purdy with the Florida Aviation Network. Today, once again, at the Verticon 2025 in Dallas, Texas. Right now, we're going to talk with James Simmons, who has also been working here with the workforce development issues. He's out of Alabama, Huntsville, and he's going to tell us how he is doing here at Verticon 2025. Good afternoon, James. How are you doing?
Hey, doing good, Brian. How are you?
Great. You got a great location here, right near the front.
Man, we are right at the front entrance. It's so exciting. This is actually our first appearance here. This is my sixth Verticon overall that I've attended. First time actually set up as an exhibitor, so ultra excited about that. It's been fun and exciting. It brings opportunity, introducing, meet new people, and it's always a great thing that they throw on every year. So we're really excited.
Do you want to talk about the workforce development issues and seeing how things need to change to make things better for everybody?
So the workforce development, what Verticon, or actually it's Vertical Aviation International, VAI, what they put together is they have different industry advisory councils, and I think there's like 11 different councils that exist, and out of those are divided into different categories, and one of them is the workforce development and pathway program. So what we do is we identify and recognize the different issues, shortages that exist right now between pilots and mechanics, and trying to come up with an effective pathway, whether it be from the middle school, from the high school era, and bringing them one interest in the aviation, how to get into the vertical side of aviation, and then ultimately how to set them up and align them with employers and the right education path, and everything that's associated with that. So I think for about 4 years now we've been working on a solid stint. It's one of the strategic strategies that BAI has established that they want to do. We're currently somewhere in the workforce for maintenance technicians about 12,000 short across the U.S. It's upwards of, I think, 30,000 short across the globe. So there is a heavy need for aviation maintenance technicians in the industry, both fixed wing and vertical. And what we're trying to do is spark that interest and encapsulate people to have more involvement in it and bring more people into the vertical side of aviation and how they can get into that. So the pathway and program and the council have been very effective in communication, and we help contribute to that on almost a daily basis.
I'm always interested in the advanced air mobility. How do you see the implementation of those type of aircraft? Do you think it's going to draw more people because it's something new, or do you think it's going to pull people away from rotor and the other?
So one of the initiatives, and going from Helicopter Association International to Vertical Aviation International, was to encapsulate and include all forms of vertical lift. So whether it be drones, whether it be the AAM market, whether it be helicopters, tilt rotor, it doesn't, as technology emerges and the markets change, VAI is prepared to help assist with that. I believe wholeheartedly there's going to be an interest. There's going to be a draw to it. What does that look like down the road? It's going to be probably more computerized systems, more avionics requirements, more electrical requirements, and also mechanical. Without a doubt, any flying machine, you're going to have mechanical that's involved with it, but it's going to be a different approach. You're going to have more dynamic, advanced technology, probably internal bid indication systems, probably more of internal troubleshooting systems, and it's just going to be a new lesson learned, new pathway, and how they approach that. But I don't believe it will take much from the current. I think it will be its own onset of new people that get involved in the workforce.
So the established rotor mechanics, we got a little extra training for you to do to handle the other, or there could be some that want to go strictly the AAM route. What brought you into aviation mechanics?
So the aviation maintenance side for me, I was always passionate as a little kid, right? I mean, I sit there and look at it, and I put this out on to people that I know. If you don't turn around and look at a helicopter through the eyes of a 5-year-old, then what are you doing? Because it's overall passion that drew me in, and I still do it to this day. So almost 30 years later, I still love helicopters. I love everything that has to do with helicopters, and I don't look at it's a burden. it's an enjoyment. If you do what you love, you haven't worked a day in your life, and that's the evident. I enjoy what I do every single day. So that's my kind of where I came in. I started out in the military, gained my experience and knowledge through working on military aircraft, got out of the military and pursued all the civil certifications and requirements and everything that I needed to do, and it's just been a journey ever since.
Well, I think that's part of what your book is about. You want to tell us a little bit more about it?
So I'm a self-published author of 15 Tango. So 15 Tango is a book that I put together probably over a handful of years of writing it. And what I wanted to do was bring out and emphasize that point from the back seat cabin point of view of the crew members in the Army. So 15 Tango is the MOS series, the military occupational skill that's designated to the mechanics that and eventually have the opportunity to become crew chiefs, crew members to sit in the back. So between the flight that's going on up front with the pilots and all that stuff to the chaos in the back and figuring out how to do it, and I wanted to be able to tell a story that people can identify with, gain interest into aviation, and be able to just get it out there as to it's not another war story, it's not another hero story, it's let's talk about the behind the scenes, what builds the brotherhood, what builds the bond, what brings these people together. How do you trust the guys up front to sit up, they're doing the right job with you sitting in the back, and so I wanted to just be able to sit there and tell the story not only on my behalf, but as everybody else that is back there. So it's a lot of different things. When an aircraft goes down, especially a military aircraft, you'll hear multiple people that may be on board. Well, those are those crew members. They also gave their life, and there's a dedication part to where they need to be recognized of how they ended up getting into that position. And there's a lot of younger generation that looks at it and says, who are those guys in the back? How do I get there? I even offer up a little bit of the inside and some of the inside lingo of what it does and the recognition that's deserved.
That's great. Now, you said self-published, so how can people get it?
So it's available on Amazon. You can also go to 15tango.com, and it's available there. So both those avenues, I've linked up with KDP out of Amazon, Kindle printing, and able to order it there. And you can also get it through my website, which also has all the different swag, shirts, stickers, everything available through that. So.
Oh, great. I'm glad you can take what you've experienced and help somebody else live it vicariously, if nothing else, or find out. I want to do that too.
I appreciate it, Brian.
No problem. So, James, I enjoyed the thought of the book, but you got some other names on this, sir. So let's learn about that.
So Avolatus, that's my own organization that I started, and it's basically, so I offer professional and technical assistance training, professional development to both executives in maintenance, directors of maintenance, quality managers, all the different aspects. Provide them insight, whether it be gap analysis, effective learning for both their technicians, and to develop the culture of safety and what that looks like within their organization to help them achieve their goals, their vision and mission of what they want their organization to be. And so, out of that, it may be as simple as developing processes and procedures where they just need simple documentation. It may be coming in and looking at their organization internally and seeing exactly what their root cause is, and then providing them training of how to resolve those problems or how to expose and bring to the surface those problems. So take a lot of pride in Avolatus, and it's basically implementing all of my aviation and maintenance experience and management experience and helping other organizations across the line to be the service provider that they strive to be and at the level that they want to perform at.
So is there a proportion of this as from your military experience and then from your civilian also, or more or less of either one?
It's a combination. So organizations, I know a lot about the defense sector and what goes on over there and how to abide by the federal regulations that are involved with that, and also the civil sector and knowing what the SMS requirements are, what the federal regulations are, whether it be 135, 145, and all the way down to the GA and Part 91. So being able to assist those operators in understanding, where their weaknesses are, what their strengths are, and how do we smooth those over and make them all line up and match to where they want to be for what their projection they want to be at.
And I can also see that, especially if you're seeing more and more variety in different organizations where they might be a symbiotic relationship between organizations. Say, yeah, we can't, you don't have this right now, but these guys do it really good. So let's
Right.
see about working together.
Right. So a little bit of combination, of the business resource management and understanding and networking and bringing together different organizations to where they, once you get the inside working and understanding them, it's exactly that. I can align strengths with weaknesses, various organizations, and also bring in new ideas and a new culture development for one that might not know how to do the approach themselves. Plus, as an external factor, there's no filter bias about it. So it's not I'm not an internal employee to somebody that I have to sit there and pay attention to what everybody thinks about me when I'm conducting my research and having those discussions with the executive leadership to say exactly where their weaknesses are and what they need improvement on. So it's an unbiased view as well.
It's hard to find sometimes, but I'm glad you can.
Thank you. So I appreciate it. It's been a great turnout. We've had a lot of good connections, a lot of good workings, and it's been a good Verticon over the past 3 days.
Great.
So,
well, maybe you'll make a trip down to Sun and Fun sometime.
Yes,
I always have to put in a plug for that. But this is Brian Purdy with the Florida Aviation Network, live and in the clear from Verticon 2025 in Dallas, Texas. Have a great day.